right now. He's
Hey, what's up? Robert here with Profit Specialist Group, and I have introduce yourself.
Hey everybody. I'm Eric, co-owner of PI Wing.
PI Wings, and these guys were using a square system before and pen and paper before they met me and got started. Amazing opportunity that we're about to share with you guys. So let's talk about how long you guys have been in business and how you started using with Square and doing the pen and paper thing. Like, let's talk about that setup and the kind of the struggles you were facing and how we help overcome those challenges faced using that.
Cool. Well, we've been up and running for about close to 2 years now, and we really had no choice. We had to go with something accessible. So just downloaded Square, and they sent us some hardware, thing and a chip, and hooked up as Bluetooth, and we were good with that. And we didn't, it was all right. It did the job. We didn't really know any better. And then we were introduced to John here, and now we have the Clover system, and it's much more advanced and convenient. We have a screen that we can set up. It's a big screen, and when we take the customer's orders, we just click on there, and the total comes up and everything like that. Whereas in the Square, we had to input it in our little iPhone, and we could use the iPad too. But with that, there was a lot of connection issues. Bluetooth would sometimes, we had a good signal, but sometimes it would just cut off and we had to restart, which slowed down our business. We also had to have internet service available. And our Square system sometimes cut out, like in big events when there was a lot of cellular service going on. It would slow us down, and that was we could work offline, but that didn't really work for us with credit card. So the Clover system, it's a big help. We have 2 printers, one in with us that would give us our ticket order, which is a really big help too, because before we would write it down painstakingly, and that would take time. Our customers had to wait, and it would print our orders. And on the other side, we have another printer, which would, we have a little tablet there for our customers, where they can put in their credit card, tap, insert their chip, and also select how much they want to tip us. There's an automatic ping option for them that we have it set to a certain percentage, and they can just choose which one. And it's really great. I mean, I can't say anything else about it unless, help me out, brother.
Yeah. So let's talk about using the pen and paper. You had to sit there and it took a lot of time for the customers. You had to write it down, and maybe you'd make mistakes on the order or the tickets would get lost. And at the end of the day, you'd have to do your manual calculate everything. And how many hours or how much time were you using manually doing the bookkeeping at the end of the day? Because that's another thing that people don't realize that this can help with.
Oh man, yeah. So the ticket, right? A lot of mistakes happen there because we have different staff, and different staff write differently the order. We have a set way of writing things, but sometimes they write it differently. So when we get that ticket, the cooks look at it and they're like, "Oh, what's this?" That was another big issue that we had with the Clover system. Everything is set. The tickets are the same; they're very consistent. And at the end of the day, we'd have to count cash, and we'd have to go over all the tickets to reconcile all the tickets, and that would take a long time. I would say about an extra hour and a half to tally everything together and make sure that we close out correctly. But this Clover system, you just hit that button, batch now, and it gets everything together. The tickets are electronic. So you could see each item which was sold, and if it was paid, if it was closed out, and then it's instantaneous right there. Then you get a receipt that batches your payment. You see what's there. You see how much is going to be paid out to you, and then the next day, 24 hours, you get it in your bank account directly.
That's awesome. So I like that how you pointed out that the mistakes were being made, hard to read the tickets, and it saves you about an hour and a half every day that now you just got back instantly. Plus, on top of that, a bunch more reporting that you didn't get with Square. Let's talk about Square and like how much the fees they were taking and how you had to learn Square. Like, because I know there's no support for Square. I remember we talked about this, that you kind of had self. Can you explain to the people there kind of like the frustrations that you had using the Square system?
Yeah, I mean, Square was pretty much a teach yourself type app. We learned it, but there was a learning curve, and it sucks because all of our staff members had to go through that learning curve as well. What was the second question?
Like you guys had to teach yourself watching YouTube videos and
Right. Yeah, it was difficult because we had to teach ourselves, and we didn't have that tech support there where you can just call and ask how to do this. There was a help button and stuff, but it would just pull up videos and it would pull up instructional breakdowns on how to do it. But yeah, no, we would have to go through YouTube. How do you do this? What happens when you do this? When it's disconnected, what do you do? When it shows this error, what do you do? So it took up a lot of time. It took
your
up a lot of,
assistant.
and I really enjoy Clover because right there you can just hit this button where you can ask for help, and there's a little there, and you could share your screen with the tech support, and they know exactly what you're looking at, and you could tell them, oh, what happens when this happens here? See on the bottom left of your screen, that blinking thing. Yeah, what's that? Then they'll tell you. They'll help you with your menu.
That's awesome. And so can you tell us like roughly how much you were paying with Square on the credit card fees? Because this is another important part for people that are accepting credit cards and still paying the fees.
You know what? I didn't know that 10 cent a transaction was a big thing. And I didn't know that. What is it again? How much percent?
The 2.7 or 2.8% is what they charge. And then they don't tell you if it's a rewards card or if you key it in that it becomes almost 4% plus a 15-cent transaction. And so, you're paying a couple $100 a month on the fees. Can you tell everyone how much you're paying for the fees right now to accept credit cards? You went from a couple hundred to how much?
Yes, where we really didn't understand. We really didn't know how much we were you can say it was kind of hidden. We wouldn't really know. We know that there's a 10% transaction, 2.75 fee, and all of that. But at the end of the day, you see a whole receipt or a whole breakdown of everything, but you don't really see the. But it ended up being like $800 or something like that,
right,
a month. But with Clover, there's really no customer, no transactional fee. You make a lot more. You get, what do we do a month? How much do we pay? Do you want me to say that? How much do we pay a month for that? I'll just say we don't get any.
You're just paying for, okay, so let's get into that. Like now you're not paying the $800 a month on the credit card service fees, because the way we set up the Clover is that you have the cash and the credit price now. So when people pay, just like at the gas station, they pay a different price for credit, and then they get a discount for cash. So this is the one thing that everyone says why they don't want to do this program is because they think they're gonna lose customers. Can you tell me how many customers have said anything? Tell the people that are watching this right now, how many customers have brought it up or complained or said anything to you?
Yeah, you know what? I was kind of skeptical. I was kind of afraid that they would think that we were gypping them.
Right.
And then we have a credit card price that they will surprisingly see after they purchase it. But the majority of our transactions were credit card or debit card, but not one person asked about it, which made me forgot that this whole thing was going on until they paid cash, and then there was a cash discount. But even at that, when they paid cash, they didn't really pay attention, or they didn't care, or it wasn't a big deal, or they were just happy to get our food. But there is a cash discount there. But we've never heard it once from our customers. Oh, why is there an extra this much amount of money? Well, how come we're paying this much when your menu says that? We never heard any of that. And I'm really shocked, really happy about that we don't have to pay that $800 a month. No hidden fees. It's just flat, straight monthly. This is what you pay. And it's very small compared to what we were paying before. So thank you.
Right. So that's the part I want to stress to everybody watching this, because that's the number one thing they get scared of to try this program, is because I don't want my customers to complain. I don't want to lose customers. So can you confirm to everybody that they won't?
No, they will not. It's been 2 months now since we've done it, and we haven't gotten any type of feedback. Nothing, no complaint, no questions.
So you've been in business for 2 years. What held you back from getting a system? Like, let's talk about that, because everyone else that's watching is probably thinking the same thing that you were thinking as to why you didn't get a system. And then we'll talk about what made you get it now. So let's first talk about what made you not get a system when you were starting out, because it's super important to know what's going on in your business.
Right. Of course. It was just intimidating. It looked like it was really expensive. Honestly, I didn't know that this service existed too. Main thing was the cost.
The cost. And you've looked into a couple systems before?
No, we haven't.
Well, And then how much did you think it costed? But you knew it was expensive, but like how much did you think it was?
$5,000 or something like that. Three to
Right.
five.
Yeah, average around two to 5,000 is what the systems are costing. So what made you go with this system now after 2 years and the you having the fear of having to shell out a couple thousand? What made you decide to go with the Clover system or go with this program that you just started with?
You can't beat paying nothing up front, and that's what we did. We didn't pay anything up front, and already our sales increased. We don't have to wait anymore. We don't have to write. We got more customers. The turnaround time is faster, and we look a little more legit. It's very sleek and sexy. Have you seen it? It's like white, shiny, it's like a iPad.
Yeah, it looks awesome. So, dude, I'm glad you brought that up because it does make you look more legit than writing a piece of paper and pulling out a little telephone for Square or whatever you were using to do everything. And you just said the most important thing. You saw your sales increase. About how much percentage would you say your sales have increased ever since getting? Because that's important for people to hear too.
Oh, let's see. I would say 50%, man.
No way. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot. Because I have had other clients when they put the system in, they told me they had a 30% increase in sales, but 50%, that's good to hear, man. That makes me happy to hear. I love that. And so guys, like what he just said about what made him want to get the system, we gave him the system with no money out of pocket. We didn't sign him to a lease. So here's the way that everyone else is going to try and sell you a Square system. I mean, a Clover system. They're going to try and make you lease it for 48 months that you can't cancel. We don't have them on a contract. And they're either going to make you lease it for 48 months or rent it forever or pay a couple grand up front. But the way our system is set up, the program that I'm offering to everybody is that you get it for no money out of pocket and they're just paying it off in 12 monthly installments, 0% interest. They didn't do a credit check on them for the financing of the equipment. Our processor is financing it in-house for them just so that we can help them get started and help them increase their business because we don't make money unless you guys use our service for the credit card. We don't get a commission, we don't get salary, and we don't get any commission because we're not leasing or trying to mark up the price. And so we want you to use our service because you want to use our service, not because we're tying you up or trapped. And so the last question is like your recommendation for anybody that's on the fence or that's using Square or using another system or just using a regular credit card machine. What would you recommend to them that's watching right now?
I recommend you do it. Just take the leap, go for it. Plus, it's not going to be any money up front. Go with these guys here. And the support is they pull through with the support. When you need it, it's there.
Awesome. And like the other thing is like the money that they're paying every month for the 12 months, they're not even paying it because the fees that they used to pay for the credit card service is covering that. And then they still get extra profit on top of that. So you pretty much got the system for nothing. And you made extra money. So,
right. Thank you.
So what did you do with the Square system now? Where's the Square system?
Oh, it's still in my phone. We need it for we needed it for our tax, but now we don't use it at all.
So now you can take it to the gun range or throw it in the trash or do whatever you want with it because pretty much where it belongs. So, all right, man. Well, I appreciate you taking the time. I know you're busy running a business and having your family. We saw your kid, wanting to play with you already. And I know that it takes time out of your day, out of your busy schedule. So I really appreciate you taking the time to share your experience with everyone that's in the same position that you were in or that you are in. And now you've leveled up your business. And I'm looking forward to watching you guys grow and open more locations for your restaurant.
Much, John. I appreciate you all the way.
All right. Talk to you guys soon. Adios. Pura vida.